Have you ever noticed that the more that you try to keep somebody interested, the more distant they become, right? You text more, you explain yourself more. You try to keep the conversation alive. And somehow everything that you're doing, right, to keep them closer, seems to always push them more away. There's a reason for that. Attraction, it needs tension. I'm telling you right now, it needs tension, no matter how you want to look at it. And once you understand what I call the law of tension, you will understand why sometimes the best thing that you can do is to stop pulling. Think about a rubber band. Too much tension and it snaps. Just like that. But no tension and it's just sitting there. Attraction works exactly the same. Almost similar, if I'm going to be honest with you. Because you need closeness. But you also need space. This is exactly why I always bring up why chasing backfires. Because you can be doing everything right. Showing effort. Showing that you care. Showing that you know this person, that you're all about them. There's nobody else in the picture. You want to be clear about where your intentions are at. Right? So it's more text, more reassurance. More explaining yourself. More explaining your intentions. More explaining your actions. More attempts. Basically, this equates to more attempts to keep her interested. So now what happens is that eventually you are the one carrying the entire conversation without you even knowing it. When I realized this early on in my life, I was getting the attraction. I've always kind of had that attraction, just didn't know what to do with it. When I was getting matches on dating apps, when I was texting, getting their numbers, I went long periods of time without ever linking up with them, without hanging out, because I was saying all the wrong things, I'm telling you. It took me a while to really understand what I was doing wrong, because I was always keeping that reassurance. I was always, couldn't even say double texting, probably triple texting. If what I said, I think she might have misinterpreted, or maybe I said too much. And this happens early on for all the young fellas, right? This is especially for you. So you have to understand, sometimes you have to let it sit. Let it marinate. Let them interpret it how it is. If she wants you to clarify, she's going to reach back out to you and say, what do you mean? Don't be this guy where you think you have to, if someone ghosts you, because, you know, takes us back to our older videos. So when she ghosts you, you don't go and double check. You don't go reassure, because what you're doing is now you're giving her the leverage. Now you're telling her that she's the you understand? She's the one that you're pursuing. So she's the pursuer. She's the catch. That can't work out in this dynamic how you want it to go, even for our great simps, because it's going to backfire on you. I want you to understand that. Be calm and let it breathe. There needs to be tension. When you are trying to fix this gap, this is a common problem that I see a lot of men face, even to this day, no matter the age. So I understand that feeling that you might have, right? If you are highly attracted to her, if you have strong feelings for her, what do I always say? I said, don't show it. Obviously, if don't show it doesn't mean, oh, never treat her out, don't bring her flowers. If you want to do all that, that's on you. You can do that. But there should be a level of balance. There should be an acknowledgement of, yes, I might be simping by giving flowers, but I'm doing this because, you know, maybe she loves it. But you can't make it seem like I'm doing this for this, or, you know, I'm like, this has to be something that's earned. You can't just, you know, I even made that mistake early on in my life. Probably say like freshman year of college. I'll never forget it. I brought a girl flowers, and her reaction was like, you know, we met on a dating app. She was like, whoa, I've never seen this before. And that was my first time too. I just wanted to try it out. I was like, you know what? I've never done that. I've always been the type where I can just link up with them and, you know, take them on dates and kind of just do whatever. Didn't really even have to spend, go to the lake, this, that, blah, 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 right? Most people won't believe me if I say it, so I'm not going to even rant about it. But one time I was like, you know what? It's not because I had strong feelings for her. I just wanted to see. I was literally, it's crazy how this works. Like how I was just like noting all this, like for this type of, where I can just teach you about it. But I just wanted to monitor and just see how she would react. Does this make sense? Like, I just wanted to, like, I didn't have any, I think it was our first time meeting. Imagine, right? That's some like high level simple activity, what I did. And I'm literally vividly trying to remember why I did that, but I strongly believe it was just to see how she would take it. So her reaction was like, just like, kind of like, you know, happy, but kind of like, You know what I mean? Like, what's the guy up to? Like, what are you doing? You know, she obviously didn't, you know, verbatimly say that, but her her body language revealed it all for me. So I was like, okay, we went to get food and booted after that. I'm not sure if I saw her again or what happened, but I just know I studied that and I was like, okay, never again. I'm talking about never again. I think the first time I've ever done that probably was like middle school. So these are things that, you know, it looks cute in Disney Channel, looks cute in the movies. And I'm someone that, you know, I'm an old school type of love type of guy, like a 90s type of love. Oh, yeah, that sounds cliche. What is this guy talking about? That's not how it is in reality, though, right? So, you know, you quickly adapt. You quickly realize. And if you are someone that, you know, you are old school fashion or you like that, then if you could find someone like them, but that's not what it is in today's day and age. So I quickly learned that fast. And, you know, you might get criticized or you might face backlash because you don't move in this manner. She might bring it up to you, but you have to understand this is not what they want. No matter how much they say it might sound cute, yeah, from the guy that they want, but the guy that they want is not doing this type of behavior, right? And then when you get to this level, right, like now where I'm at, I will never do that, right? Maybe for someone close, you know, family or event, or just if I do that is like on no romantic shit. So this is I hope that made that clear. And I don't think most guys are doing this in today in 2026, but you know, if you do it just off the strength, like you just wanted to do it, like, but things like this. And this is why I say that attraction needs space. It always does, because you cannot influence somebody. You cannot influence someone's interest, in better terms, by showing them more, by giving them more, by basically constantly trying to influence them. You would think that, you know, especially when you're younger, you would think doing more. You would think doing this. Yes, they may, you know, gravitate towards you more. Yes, but true authentic love, true authentic desire, this comes from a different attribute. It's not by giving. This is why I always advise guys to never spoil her, never treat her, never spend before she has shown investment, before she's doing the little things that these other females are not doing for you. And this goes without saying. So you should understand what it is. If you have experience with women, I think most of you guys do. So it's like, notice the patterns. What is she doing differently than, like, yo, do you need anything? Hey, let me come to your game. Like this, that, let me come. Like this, it's just like the little things that we don't have to describe. It's the, oh no, I don't want to go to the movie. Like, no, I'd rather just kick it, lay back with you. This makes you want to go and take her out. And now because she's so laid back, she's so willing to just do whatever just to spend time with you. You understand? So these are the type of things that draws a guy's interest, right? For any of the ladies watching, I see you guys be lurking. That's what it is. The best thing that you can do is give her space to choose you. Give her space to choose you. Because space is not punishment. Don't ever think so. That's why I'm always big on give her space. We let her decide what she wants to do. You just monitor you understand? The behaviors. And it's like, it's not like, oh, I'm just watching her every move. What is she doing? Like, no. It's literally, you do what you got to do. You still move the way you've been moving. Focus on your hobbies, your task, your mission, your purpose, everything, right? And then you see if she's been reaching out, right? You see if she's been reaching out. You see the interest level, if it's still there. Did she just completely move on? Did she just completely ghost you? Is she checking up on you? Hey, how's everything? Just remember that space is information. It's not punishment. So don't let that anxiety feeling, if that's what some of you guys are getting, don't let that creep into you or try to bully your mind. No, it's not. If you don't give something space, how will they ever miss you? How will they ever think about you? If you're always right there, right here, right now, right? You're like this guy. It will never last. Just don't become cold with it. And if you choose to become cold with it, that's on you. But that's not going to really bring the attraction out. That might have some of them, right? For the meanwhile, or this, that, but that's the type of man you should be anyways. But it won't last in the long run because she wants something that's real. She wants someone that's not going to ignore her. You can't really fake the distance. Fourth reason would be don't be cold. Don't be cold with it. I know there's people saying to be cold. There's definitely times and place for that, but the goal is not to ignore her forever, right? I think we made that clear. But you know, you see a different type of side of her when you ignore her, when you don't engage in conversation, when you don't engage in nonsense, when you want to see where her true intentions are at. It's not fake distance. That's the major distinction I want you to understand. It's not waiting to see 6 hours to see if she'll respond because, you know, somebody online told you to do that. That's not what it is. You can be interested. Remember that. You can be interested without being attached. 5 would be let her invest. Let her initiate. Let her be the one to ask how you are. Let her be the one to question. Let her be the one to show interest. We can't, as men, we cannot be always the one initiating. They want you to make the first move. They want you to do all this. Then when you do it, sometimes they'll hit you with the swerve. That's cool. That's fine. I've already told you guys from the jump on the channel, be okay with rejection, right? Especially when you're doing it in a cool, calm, collected way. That's just information. That's something to improve on. Maybe it was your approach. Maybe it was just, you know, putting up a front. Maybe she just wasn't into you. That's all good. You miss all the shots that you don't take. You can't, that's how you will never be successful in life. You just, oh, you don't take risks. Oh no, why would I approach her? She has a resting phase. And you go and approach her, and then 5-10 years later, that ends up being your wife. That ends up being, you know, your girl, whatever it is. So you telling me that if you didn't take that risk, for those of you that have anxiety, for those of you that, and I'm not big on cold approach nowadays, but I have done it and it's worked tremendously. So don't let that get it twisted. But I understand the day and age where we're at. So, but it's little things like that where you'll see that many people say, yeah, they found their partner because they just went up and spoke. This is why when you let her experience what the connection is like when you're not maintaining, when you're not right there, right here, right now, you see how she deals with it. You see how much invested she is in you. 6, have your own life. This is critical. Your purpose, your training, your discipline, your hobbies, friendships. Have your own life. Enjoy it. She was not part of it before, right? So if she doesn't join later on, if she ends up leaving, you want to have a foundation set, so locked in, definitive, that when something like this happens, it doesn't, obviously people go through breakups, this, that, where you feel a type of way, but it's like, I want you to be to the point where you don't feel this type of feeling no more, where you're unaffected because you have so much things going on that she was only adding to your life. She wasn't taking away. Does that make sense? This is something that a lot of guys struggle with because she's a foundation for a lot of things that go well in their life. Maybe she was their piece. Maybe she was their other half. No shots, but understand, have all this set. This is why I'm always big on that. Have this foundation set within yourself, right? Don't look for her for your peace. Find the peace within you first. Don't look for her to help you get to where you want to be at. Start building that now. And then when she does join, this connection will be so much more better. You know, longevity. It's going to be more, understand? So like you guys won't split up because of a minor fight because there's just so much tied together with it, right? If you have all this checked, find other avenues, business, family. You know, you have to have your own interests. You have to. Because the goal is not to pretend that you're busy. It's to actually have your own life. And then 7, I'll say, is a test, right? Don't necessarily disappear. Don't necessarily, you know, manipulate. I know some guys going to do whatever they choose to, but, you know, just stop basically doing more than you share. Then just simply watch what happens. Does she move toward you? Or does everything just die? Does it vanish? You see, either answer, this will give you clarity. This will give you the clarity that you need. To end this, the law of tension is simple. You don't create attraction by pulling someone towards you, right? You can't just force it. You reveal enough space for them to see whether they come towards you or they just fade away, right? On their own. That's the major distinction I want you to understand. All right, guys. I hope you guys like this video. This is attraction secrets number 6. So I'm going to try to be more frequent with these type of videos, more raw, more quick game. But yeah, with that being said, if you want to get direct access to me, you have any questions, you can feel free to message me. I'm available, and you can see exclusive videos that we don't post here on YouTube. A little bit more, more raw and more more real, right? So you can check that out. Join the Clarity Room. You already find guys in there, community of men. If you feel like you're alone, this is a perfect place for you to be at. Exactly. So I made it very affordable. I want to see you guys in there. Instead of paying thousands for our, one-on-one session that we used to charge, I want to be more accessible for you, to help you for a limited time. So I'll see you guys on to the next one. Double check your subscribe, smash that like button, and turn the post notifications on. Like always, clarity of mind, discipline, emotion. You got this, man. I'll see you on to the next one. Be easy, stay safe. Yeah.